What's going on, everyone? I had a great idea and I'm really excited about this. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I'm kind of toying around with the idea of Guitar World Time Capsule, something like that. I have a stack of Guitar World magazines and I got some as an inheritance from an old friend, and then I used to buy them all the time when I was a kid. This is how I grew up playing guitar, learning, just kind of reading about what other people are using for gear, looking at different tabs. This was everything to me when I was a kid. This is how it all began for me right here. And it was just a view into the world of other artists. Now, I would obviously get excited when I saw artists that I cared about on here, but there's always something to learn. And I decided to do every month one video like this where I do a little time capsule dive into what was going on in Guitar World, literally Guitar World, on that month of the year. Let's check out March 2006. Guitar World, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page and Jack White. The Art of Playing the Devil's Music. Pretty gay, honestly, fuck the devil. But let's go into what's happening in here. We've got Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. This is where I learned how to play Stairway to Heaven. Every guitar player has tackled that at some point in their life. This was that for me. White Stripes, Blue Orchid. Coheed and Cambria, The Suffering, great song. Korn, Twisted Transistor, Deep Purple, Lazy. So I'm just gonna flip through this and pretend like I'm back in 2006. I just pulled this off a stand at my local grocery store. I paid for it and now I'm at home. How much would this have cost me? Wow, $4.99. This would have been $4.99 back in 2006. It's right here. That's pretty awesome. Let's begin. Yes. Chances are, if your boss is a Guitar Hero, you're already using a Korg tuner. Yeah, well, I'm looking at my tuner right now and it's not a Korg, but whatever. Bale wood or ball wood. Oh, I see it. Ernie Ball, Our Town. Okay, whatever. Advertisements from the beginning. Gotta do it. Tone's so good, it's guaranteed. The Digitech GNX. Oh, I'm having a moment here, man. I'm having a moment. The leader in multi-effects proudly announces his industry first, the 30-day tone guarantee. If you don't agree that the GNX 3000 Guitar Workstation's amp models and effects deliver a stunning new dimension of tone and feel, we'll refund your money. Using breakthroughs developed while capturing the unique tones of Eric Clapton, Dan Donegan, Scott Ian, and collaborating with Eddie Kramer for Jimi Hendrix's tone, we've created a true creative power tool for both stage and studio. This is the Quad Cortex before the Quad Cortex. This is what we had. I never mess with this, but I bet you it doesn't sound that bad. It doesn't sound great, but it can't be that bad. I mean, the technology was... I'm surprised with Digitech to this day, so... Gay. So moving on, then we've got our table of contents. All right, tune-up, sound check. I love sound check. A better way to buy guitars. Sweetwater, Music Technology Direct. You fucking assholes. Anyway, moving on. Stiletto, the EL34 sound evolves. I remember seeing this and going, I could never afford this. And right behind me is a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, the one with the multi-watt. Love that thing. When I got that amp, I was like, I can't believe I own this. I can't believe it was $700 used and it's practically new. That's also crazy. But, man, I remember this picture. The tubes, the EL34 is just warming up. All of, just look at it. Just go enjoy this journey with me, man. Mute me if you want. Mute me. Pause it. Look at the pictures. Just you're entering 2006 right now, man. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. I can see a lot of feminists getting pissed off right now. But all we're good for is fucking guitar straps? Well, whatever. Like, these are actually real guitarists. Ali Handal, Alex Bach, Cindy Alexander. I don't know who the fuck any of these chicks are, but they're real guitar players, so good for them, I guess. This right here in my closet right now. I hate that it's in my closet. I have a Crank Revolution Series 1, this head right here, because I grew up with this picture. And I was like, holy shit. Arch Enemy uses Crank. Fucking As I Lay Dying. I love that sound, like what else? Fucking God forbid you sound that fucking good. You know, like fucking Nevermore. Black Dahlia Murder. I mean, Darkest Hour. Gwar. Shadows Fall. Dimebag. I mean, this is crazy work here. I mean, this is the sound. And now nobody cares about these amps. I'll never let it go. I'll never get rid of that amp. I love that amp. Moving on. H.R. Geiger's Signature Series from Ibanez. Look at this. You don't see this stuff anymore. I mean, it's kind of, it's for a reason. It's kind of lame, but whatever. You know, it's whatever, man. Good old fashioned advertising. You put a chick with Daisy Dukes on a picture. That'll make them buy it. I could just, if you can't do this today, so many pussies will be like, you can't demean women like this. Shut the fuck up, fag. Let's see what else we got. Tubes. You know, back when being a woman and playing guitar was just normal. Nancy Wilson from Heart. There it is. Now you've got to have a woman on every single cover. Like, women play guitar. Women shred, bro. Like, okay, whatever. Get your wings with the PV Valve King. The PV Valve King. This is when you can get tube tone for $400. This is you can get these on Reverb right now. There's one or two floating around. They're great. My buddy had one. It sounded fantastic. Fingers to Final Mix. Mackie made an interface trying to do the Pro Tools thing with a full version of our popular Traction 2 music production software. That looks awful. Dear God. Oh, man. The Zakk Wylde wah. I bought one of those eventually. It was cool, but all I did was play Zakk Wylde licks, so I got rid of it. This was interesting when I first saw it. The Crate Power Block. You got this tiny little amp, and there it is, ready to go. And I was like, I don't know who the hell wants this, but 150 watts solid state. So use it as your main amp with a pedal board, off-board preamp. You'll never want to go another gig without it unless you get a fucking quad Cortex now. Woo! See us at Winter NAMM, booth, whatever. Hall C. Strap 'em up, boys. Get 'em where? Holy shit. Is this how you do a G chord? Is this it, guys? What do I do here? And right underneath it, the neck sock for whatever you gotta sock it to. Like, what the fuck? Ooh, a new era of amplification with Randall. Listen, by the way, if I offend you on any of this, grow some balls. Even if you're a woman and you're offended, grow some balls, because I am not censoring myself or people on my comments. I don't care. I say whatever I want. I have a right to do it. So if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Because bam, coffin case girl. I remember, dude. That got teenage me going for a while. I remember I used to, you know what I'm saying? Woo, that girl. Get yourself I bought a coffin case, actually. I had a white coffin case. The woodshed. See, that's what we used to do, man. We used to be woodshedding it up. Welcome to the future. It's 2006. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. 20 years ago. Oh my God. And many of us have our entire album collection digitized and downloaded on miniature MP3 players. Our music is beamed in on satellite radio. Oh my God. This is so dated. This is brutal. And we record our own compositions on computers with unlimited number of tracks. That's still true. Effects and amp simulations. Still true. Even guitar magazines now come with companion CD-ROMs that feature hours of video lessons and audio clips. Honestly, I haven't seen a guitar magazine in years. I went on Guitar World's website when I started to try to come put this idea together. And I was like, can I get a subscription? Like, does this magazine still exist? And most of it looked like it was online, but you can get like a 1 or 2 year subscription delivered to you. I don't see them in the stores anymore. And I have a feeling if I were to get a subscription today, it would just be woke bullshit. Like, the new tranny shredder that's gonna get you hard. Fuck off. Like, I don't care, dude. But let's see here. So if we're living in this fabulous computerized world, why on earth is Guitar World obsessing with two of the finest guitarists in rock history about music recorded nearly a century ago on equipment so simple that it would be charitable to call it primitive? Okay, because music is about more than technology. It's about human achievement. You're damn right. In this month's very special cover feature, Led Zeppelin's legendary Jimmy Page and the White Stripes' Jack White strip away the bullshit and talk about what really matters. Blood, sweat, and human feces. Human inspiration. Not surprisingly, both guitarists see these virtues embodied in the timeless country blues of Charlie Patton, Son House, and Robert Johnson. For those unfamiliar with these electrifying musicians, okay, just fucking read it for yourself. Look, screenshot. There you go. Woohoo! If you're gonna stand out, you're gonna get picked on by a Tesla. Armed with Tesla power pickups. Honer, I barely know her. So, oh my goodness, I used to love these stories. I still have these stories in my head somewhere. People sending in their info, and then these little revealed, the truth behind the greatest moments in guitar history. Velvet Revolver and Audio Slave usher a new era of supergroups. God help us all. The story. After years of sitting on their asses, members of Guns N' Roses and Stone Temple Pilots joined together to form the supergroup Velvet Revolver. Not to be outdone, members of Soundgarden and Rage Against the Machine then aligned to form the sorta rocking Audio Slave. Brutal. After both groups hit the big time, their former bandmates decided to cash in and form yet another supergroup called The Leftovers. With Chris Novoselic, unfortunately, they were quite unattractive, completely insane, and far from super, and the band died a quick death. Jesus, dude, that was fucking harsh. But I never heard of them, so it's true. Oh, rest in peace, Alexi. Look at the fucking Dave Mustaine. Watch me become a god. Be fails, but who's buying? Hang on, I gotta plug my nose. Watch me become a god. I remember this. These strings will last longer and sound better because I said so. I was like, what a fucking cunt. Like, Dave Mustaine Progressives by GHS. It's GHS strings. They're gonna suck no matter who's fucking pushing them. But then I saw this, the Rocktron. I'm like, what the hell is that? Look at all those buttons, dude. Like, good old Alexi Laiho, man. This is back when he wasn't that popular yet. He was getting there. He had custom guitars from LTD and ESP, but he wasn't like this big time dude yet. He was getting recognized, but he wasn't there yet. So he had just like one quick little. On a frosty day in Helsinki, Finland last December, Children of Bodom frontman Alexi Laiho got hammered and decided to climb on top of a parked car. I remember this story. Not realizing the roof was icy, he slipped and fell. When he felt blood streaming down his face, he knew he had cut his head pretty badly. It was at that moment that he knew he had fucked up. Then he realized he couldn't move his right arm. Oh, dude. I broke 3 bones in my wrist and had a cast on for 7 weeks just because of stupidity. Hang on. Let's read that right. Let's give the death clock voice. Squisgar. I broke 3 bones. Why does Squisgar sound Russian all of a sudden? How is it? Lucas, give me the keys, A Olian, and D minor suspended diminished. Okay. I broke 3 bones in my wrist and had a cast on for 7 weeks just because of stupidity. The Dutcher scum. So, To curb his Guitar Jones during recovery, Leho came up with ideas for Children of Bodom fifth album, Are You Dead Yet? In fact, the title was inspired by his tumble. The morning after the accident, I woke up and looked at myself in the mirror, and those words just came to my mind. He says, it just means, have you had enough partying yet? Are you fucking done with this shit? Yeah, man, that's harsh. Having to go through that. Sono. This is the first time I read about these guys. And I still don't give a shit to this day. I don't get Doom. I don't get it. I don't care. If it's for you, it's for you. Awesome. Here's the article. Read it. They go over the guitars, amps, strings, effects. Awesome. I never got into it. I never liked them. I respect what they do, but I don't give a shit. This is how apparently people used to order CDs in bulk to save money. I never ever did this. I never ever did any of this shit. This is also how you would get t-shirts and shit. Missing link. Prototypical punk guitarist Link Ray dies at 76. That's a good run. Jason Todd of Shinedown. Why do you spell your name weird, Jason? What made you decide to play guitar? Music was part of my childhood. Good. I like that. When I was little, I had pictures of Jimmy Page hanging in my bedroom, and my mother was a crazy-ass music fan who'd take me to concerts. As for what made me decide to play guitar, it wasn't like that. I really think the music picks you. You don't pick the music. The people who do this are chosen. You hear that, bro? You hear that? You're fucking chosen, dude. You're the chosen one. What was your first guitar? Hang on. I gotta move this microphone. Hang on. I apologize. What was your first guitar? When I was 9, my mom bought me a pawn shop Teisco Del Rey, a popular Japanese-built student guitar from the 60s. I played that guitar for a few years, and then I got an Aria acoustic I ended up naming my daughter after it. That's really nice. That's really cool, dude. What were the first songs that you learned? Smoke on the Water and Iron Man. Simple, riff-based tunes. Do you remember your first gig? I love these stories. My first real gig was with this grindcore death metal band. We played a local place in Jacksonville, Florida. 904 Duo! Called Spike's Doghouse. The owner would let anybody play. We were young and angry and used to do it all the time. The makeup, the spikes, and saying stuff from the stage we shouldn't have. Actually, Zach Wild took us on tour one time, and it was the coolest thing ever. Good for you. That's fucking rad. My only Zach Wild story is I worked with this faggot at Guitar Center that did yo-yo shows and dressed like Mega Man on Halloween, even though he was a grown-ass man. He's also a socialist, communist fag. Fuck him. But he said that he played a show on Warped Tour on the side stage, and he was doing like a synth thing where he just had like an oscillating synth Moog set up, and he was just going, you know, just doing the fucking noise. And he said Zach Wild got on stage and he just poured his beer all over my synthesizer and ruined it. And he was like, metal, fuck you. And then he left and people cheered. It was the worst day of my life. I was like, that is the funniest and the most metal thing I have ever heard. Good for you, Zach Wild. Because if Zach Wild knew this guy like I did, I was like, dude, this guy's a fucking dick. Like, he is such one of those guys that thinks he knows everything. Just a smart ass that... You know, in The Office, how there's Oscar, he's like, actually, it's that smug, that's it. Smug, arrogant, little commie piece. Fuck that guy. So when I heard that, I was like, that's awesome. Fuck you. That's great. And he's like, I had to go up to Sharon. I was like, Sharon, he fucked up my fucking synth. I need money for that. I'm like, ew, dude, you went bitching to Sharon Osbourne? I think it was like an Ozfest thing or something. I don't know. Fucking gay, dude. Grow some balls. Like, either punch Zach Wild or do nothing, but don't go whining to mommy like a little bitch. So, truth be told, who would punch Zach Wild? But have some balls. If somebody fucks with your gear, you gotta stand up for yourself. But I guess he was too busy practicing his yo-yoing with his Mega Man outfit on. Fag. Anyway, so, describe your worst gig. My worst gig was a sold-out show in Memphis. We had all gotten brand new gear, and it seemed to have been set up by NASA. I don't know why it was that complicated. Anyway, the second song into our set, we lost all power to our rigs. The only thing I could think of was to grab the acoustic we had backstage. So Brent, the Shinedown singer, and I went out there with a couple of flashlights and finished the show acoustically. It was fucking terrible. Sometimes goodbye is a second chance. Shut the fuck up. Play Freebird. Listen, guys, we're doing the best we can. 'Cause I found a way. They were staring down the barrel of a 45 that night. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I hit the mic stand there. I was laughing too hard. What's your favorite piece of gear? Probably my VH4 diesel lamp. Good choice. I base all of my tone on it. It's an explosive boutique amp. Expensive boutique amp, I said explosive. And I could never afford it if we weren't on a label. But if you're into tone, the diesel is the fucking tone king. You know, I had a band that I recorded and we used a diesel Helbert. It was cool. But you know what we ended up liking over that? A Bogner Shiva blended with a PV 5153. That thing was fucking rad. That was a sick tone. But we didn't like the Helbert. It took up way too much high mid-range frequency. It was too busy. I love these, the guilty pleasures of Lifehouse's Jason Wade, song Still Tippin', DVD You've Got Mail. I'm a sucker for good romance stories and can't resist Meg Ryan. She reminds me of my lady. I gotta admit, I fucking love Meg Ryan. I grew up on Meg Ryan. There's that movie, Addicted to Love. Matthew Broderick's a pussy. And he's pathetic in that movie, but Meg Ryan makes it. Meg Ryan's just so funny. Betcha can't play this. Oh my god. I love this. I'm going to practice this tonight. It's so rad. Nevermore's Jeff Loomis. So he gives you a lick. Betcha can't play it. This, so cool, dude. Hear it online at guitarworld.com. They were trying to get that traffic going. Aura farming, bro. And this was so cool. Bunch of kids sending in their stuff. Like, check me out. This is my gear. This is who I am. Alex Sorokin, George Alevrofas, Luis Angel Ortiz, Tijuana, Mexico. They tell you what songs they've been playing, gear they most want, their guitars, their age, their location. I find this so cool, man. This is so fucking rad. Community around the world. Introducing, so it would introduce you to new bands that you never heard of before. Never heard of any of these guys. To this day, still. Articles, other people. There's the man right there, John 5. England's black metal pioneers get their devilish due with an expansive new box set. I don't know who this is. Venom. That's what it is, Venom. Never got into black metal that much. Yngwie fucking Malmsteen. Okay, I love these. Fans would send in questions, and then Guitar World would use them to interview Yngwie Malmsteen or whoever, and they would just answer. And it's super cool. Let's see. Do you use any particular finger exercises or stretches to play those mind-blowing skills? Yes, I finger your mom. I'm kidding. No, I do not. And the funny thing is, contrary to popular belief, I have never practiced. I've never done any physical or musical exercises ever. Since the day I picked up the guitar, all I've done is jam. If I would have read that when I was younger, I would have thought he was trolling. I would have thought, this fucking guy's full of shit. He's the most egotistical asshole I've ever heard. I gotta be totally honest with you. I've never practiced like that either. I had friends that played on a metronome. I had friends that studied theory. I had friends that went to school in Berkeley and everything. They were awesome. But I never did any of that stuff. I wanted to. I wanted to go to Berkeley and get a master's in music and all that, but it was around the time that I started listening to Steve Vai and learning how to play Steve Vai music. And I said, you know what happens here? Like, as cool as this is, and Steve Vai would talk about how he wanted to have the emotion, but also the virtuosic, like, precision. He wanted to combine both. I still think to this day it's bullshit because I can't listen to a bunch of Steve Vai songs and get in the zone. I can hear one or two songs and I'm like, wrap it up, dude. Passion and Warfare was a one hit. Like, it's not happening again. Like, you can't have both. You can't have, but it just doesn't work. You end up with something that's just like, only guitar players like it. You know what I mean? And I noticed that something happens when you get really, really good at theory and really into technique is that you become like Michelangelo Badio is amazing, but I can't listen to that shit. It's like a robot. He's too good. He's too perfect. I don't like that stuff. I like flaws. I like noise. I like hearing that you're a human being playing. And Yngwie is a perfect example of that, actually. He shreds, but he has that human touch. All this to say, once I figured it out, I came to the conclusion, if I were to go to Berkeley and get really hyper-focused on technique, it would sound clinical. Like ever since then, I've been very resistant to learning theory. like deep theory. Like I know some theory enough to get by, and I can play to a click because I record music, and that's just start over. That was my form of practicing guitar when I was older, was just record this guitar solo over and over alone until you get it right. That's about as close as I got to practicing to a click. But just like Yngwie in this statement here, I agree. I just jammed along to my favorite bands, my favorite albums. That's probably why I tell people go play guitar like it's not even a thing, because I'm like, I'm like, go sit with a metronome and hate life and fucking hate everything about your life. Like, nah, dude. So, yeah, I agree. I gotta move this along. We're up to 25 minutes, and this is too long of a video, but let's find some random shit here. I heard that you once said you weren't a big fan of Steve Vai playing. Did the G3 tour change your mind? You know, I used to say a lot of things. All I can say about Steve is this. I love him like a brother. We go way back. We've never been enemies, always friends. I wish him all the fucking best in the world. What I probably said was, sometimes his choice of notes are a bit weird. I agree. I might have said that, but I never meant anything bad by it. I think Steve's incredibly talented and unique. There is no one like him. He's one of the few guys that has sound that's just his own, and that's worth more than gold. It's true. Let's move on. 60 minutes with Nick Hippa of As I Lay Dying. So this is like 60 minutes worth of songs. So songs that he loves and why. Again, you can screenshot this and you can look into everything, but the one that stuck out to me the most is one that I love, which is Battery by Metallica. These are my roots. Me too, bro. That's fucking rad. 2006 Guitar World Readers Poll. Best rock guitar, most valuable player, best new talent, Avenged Sevenfold, snappiest dressers, My Chemical Romance, you know. Headless Monkey. Foo Fighters. I'm going to go through this because I can't have this video last this long. I'm sorry. I made this go too far. I promise the next few videos will be a little bit more to the point. This is just the article. You can actually just screen record this and pause the video at any point and read it for yourself and zoom in. I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to pause and read this shit because it's fucking cool, man. All these guys talking about what makes them passionate. This is a straight up guide to Stairway to Heaven. The thing about Stairway to Heaven is that it's not technically a hard song to play. It's challenging to play it all the way through without fucking up. Yeah, right here. The biggest challenge to playing Stairway is getting through the entire song, beginning to end, without stumbling. While none of it is distinctively diverse sections requires virtuoso chops, the song does demand unbroken concentration, poise, and a moderate level of proficiency in a variety of standard playing techniques such as finger picking, flat picking, strumming, and string bending. It also challenges one to emulate as closely as possible the variety of sounds heard on the original recordings, for which guitarist Jimmy Page employed a contrasting assortment of axes and tones, an acoustic, an overdriven Fender Telecaster, and a clean Fender electric 12-string. This was how I learned Stairway to Heaven. I still can't get it right. Not all the way. I mean, who can? I mean, a couple of guys out there, they're amazing. Good for you. I can't fucking do it. So if you really want to learn Stairway to Heaven, take notes here, buddy. Take notes. 25th anniversary of John Bonham's death. Mwah. Bye, DiMarzios. Mwah. Bye, DiMarzio. See? It's the same shit. They're not trying to hide it. It's like the same shit, just with a dick, you know, whatever. Dean Guitars, Exotic Hardtail. I'm trying to go fast, but also give you a chance to pause and screen record. You can also adjust the playback speed on YouTube's video, so you can really like flip through it with yourself here. Tabs for Deep Purple. More Deep Purple tabs. What's your favorite Deep Purple song, guys? Sorry, I never gave a shit about Deep Purple, but if for you, this is embarrassing. See, I would look at all this and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Then I'll see this. Oh shit, that's the guitarist for Kelly Clarkson. Because I mean, when I was a kid growing up, I would listen to. I watched Kelly Clarkson on American Idol, the first American Idol. It was an event. Me and my friends, we were like, oh shit, this girl's gonna win. And then she won. And then we heard all her shit on the radio and we saw her kind of grow. And as a guitar player, I listen and I'm like, you know what? These are really good hooks. These are really good riffs. And this is interesting. And I always thought the guitar player for Kelly Clarkson, whoever he is a talented guy. This is the first time I saw him This is as far as it went. And it was a first act guitar. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Those guitars they sell at Walmart? Get the fuck out of here, bro. But he's a really talented guitar player. I remember seeing this and be like, I need that in my life. I was so fucking lame, dude. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Now that's crazy cool. Zemaitis. Art with strings. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I really want to know how they build that top. That's really fucking cool. Let's see. This is where they got me. Don't you want to go to the Musicians Institute? And I looked into it and I applied everything. Thank God I didn't go into that. The amount of people I worked with at Guitar Center that owed money to MIT and never did anything with their lives and worked at fucking Guitar Center and then worked at a fucking Starbucks. Like, fuck that, bro. Clean up your act. Get your ultimate cabling pedal snake. That looks rad. That does look clean. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going as fast as I can and still letting you see it, man. I'm sorry. All of this is fucking Led Zeppelin, by the way. Just in case you were curious. What is he passing? It's all Led Zeppelin shit. Musician's friend. That's where I used to get my shit. Rotosphere. Buy this shit. Ian Black. Scott Ian. The Black 13. All his sounds from Anthrax. This has got to be one of the worst sounding Digitech pedals ever. It's like the Dan Donegan Weapon is like super popular. Then this came out and it's like, fuck that. See, like Robert Plant, they're still going on and on and on about Led Zeppelin. And I'm like, okay, dude, I get it. They're amazing. Calm the fuck down. I'm not a big fan of satanic devil worshippers and their fucking music. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll learn Stairway because you have to, but I'm not a big Zeppelin guy. There's something so iconic about this. I still remember this picture. The way he was fingering the G string. I know that sounds really gay, but it's true. The way he was like playing that lick, whatever he was playing in that moment. Such a good ad for DR strings. I used to play DR strings for a while when I saw that shit. It worked. The advertising worked on me very well. This was interesting. I remember seeing this and be like, what is this? Now I know. Now I have Guitar Rig on my computer. I never use it, of course, but crazy that it had like a controller and everything. This is actually very cool. Channel switching, effect switching, wah expression all in one. How much was this? Did they have a price on it? Of course they don't. Why would they? They would deter you. This is still going on with Jimmy Page and Jack White. Jesus Christ, get it together, people. Fucking A. It's still going. It's still going. Hey-o. I want to buy that fucking... Let me buy that hard shell, soft shell, you know what I'm saying? Making my soft shell hard shell, you know what I'm saying? God, I miss old school advertisements. No shame. Fuck it. But see, here's the thing. About our model. Tough, curvy exterior, yet soft on the inside. And we think Amber is pretty hot too. Dude. What happened to us? What happened to us, man? We let these women get out of fucking control. Like, feminism, me too. Fuck you. Get over yourself, dude. It's all jokes. It's all jokes. You fucking sexist pig. Fuck off. Go make me a sandwich. I'm hungry. You know, I say that, but I cook for my wife every fucking day. She can't cook for shit. I love her, but I cook everything here. I'm like Marco Pierre White. I was like, you know, Mother Nature's the best artist. I'm just the architect. Nice, simple flavors. There we are. Anyway. There was one time when me and my wife first got married, she made me a sandwich and she cut it down the middle and put some fucking some potato chips in there. Reminded me of that joke from Bill Burr. And I was like, this is it. This is the sandwich. I'm never going to forget this. I still remember that sandwich. It was amazing. I love her so much. Love you, sweetheart. And all you other bitches can get in line. Fucking stupid. My wife's the shit. Let's see here. Here we go. Here we go. This is where it got cool for me. It would give you a guide of how to set up your, the GNX4 guitar workstation, your quad cortex, if you will. Here's the channel, here's the amp style, here's the EQ settings. If you want to sound like Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven or Coheed and Cambria. And then you'd have these great articles from real guitar players on tour like Mark Morton of Lamb of God. The Mother of Invention, Creative Problem Solving, and How to Play the Subtle Arts of Murder and Persuasion. Here he talks about how he didn't have a delay pedal to play Welcome to the Jungle, so he created this lick that kind of has like a slapbacky effect in order to mimic it, and then he wrote a riff like that. Very cool. I always thought this was a very cool thing. I love stuff like this. Take a picture, read it, super rad. If you only slow down, motherfucker, I'd actually be able to do it. This was cool too. Jeff Loomis, he was starting to break down all his favorite riffs and solos for his solo stuff, for Nevermore stuff. Really fucking cool. I didn't have a 7-string, so I couldn't learn this shit, but it was still very fucking cool. Stairway to Heaven tabs. Go nuts, y'all. I'm gonna go slow here. Booty bear. There's a cunt by the shore, and she fucks with gold, and she's buying a shot of some vodka. Whatever, dude. But here's the tabs, so you can actually like go into it. Twisted Transistor by Korn. I don't know who gives a shit about that song, but you might. That was quick. Lazy by Deep Purple. This looks so simple. Can you see how simple this looks? This is Lazy right here. I love it. This was how I grew up, man. Bass on the bottom, guitar up top, second verse, third verse, guitar solo, second guitar solo. Oh man. If I got one of these and there was a song on there that I liked, it was over. That's all I was doing all day and all week and all weekend till I got it. The Suffering by Coheed and Cambria. This is what matters here, guys. Listen well, will you marry me? Not now, boy. And are you well in the suffering? The most gracious of hosts. I may be invited, go, but you're not coming in. Listen well, will you marry me? That dude could get up there. Love that guy. Claudio Sanchez, dude. What a genius. I didn't like all their stuff, but the few that I heard, I was like, this is badass. They're still going on fucking Jimmy Page and Jack White. Jesus Christ, it's like the whole fucking magazine is that. Wrap it up, folks. And this is where you get the advertisements. Like, do you want to be a pedal geek? Check this out. Tube distortion for power players. Get yourself this fucking pedal, bro. Oh, this was cool. So this is where they would just go over certain gear and just tell you, this is the shit right here. Give it awards and everything. I remember this was the standard for a long time. Angels and Airways was using this. Like, a lot of big acts were using this for complicated shit. Again, this was like the beginning of where we're at now. And you would just use the 4-cable method and use this for, I mean, this was $1,800, $1,900. I'm trying to hurry up. I got to take a piss. But yeah, this was it, man. This was how you would set up your amp and all the crazy shit. This was cool too. Different modules for each channel with different types of preamp tubes, so you get a different tone. That was very cool. Back in the day, different guitars. I really got to take a piss. It's kind of inspiring me to move faster. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. That's me shaking my legs. I got to take a piss. This was fucking rad. After the storm. I'm sorry, I'm speeding it up. I really got to take a piss. Take a picture of this. This was very cool. The guy from, who is this? Give me the goddamn name. Death Cab for Cutie. Great guitar, sounds for clean. He explains how he layers them. Very, very cool. Terrible fucking amp. Don't do that to yourself. Buy that. And more pedals. I'm trying to get to my favorite part. Yep. You want to get a band t-shirt that no one has in school? Right here, faggot. Get it. Get the Slipknot ring. You're fucking rad, dude. All those other posers out there. Do you want perfect pitch? I remember this shit every time. Yes, I want perfect pitch. I didn't give a fuck. And then, bam. This is what it's all about, people. There would be a rig rundown before rig rundowns was a thing. Crank amp, noise gate, overdrive, tuner. Bam. That was my rig for a long time, too. Anyways, take a picture. It's great. As Lay Dying rig from their peak time with the Shadows Are Security CD tour. I'm going to take a piss. because I really got to take a piss. But I hope you enjoyed this, and join me next month for the March version of what was going on with Guitar World in March. I'm going to have a new baby in the house by then. So, all right. Peace. Go play guitar.